Most Filipinos can name the Spanish colonizers, maybe even Magellan, but almost no one knows the name of the first real empire that ruled the islands long before any European ever set foot here. It wasn't a myth. It wasn't just a scattered group of barangays. It was an empire, organized, powerful, rich, with influence stretching across Southeast Asia. This is the story of the Srivijaya-linked kingdom of Sanfotsi, and if you've never heard of it, you're not alone. The name Sanfotsi appears in ancient Chinese records dating back to the Song dynasty. Traders and envoys described it as a wealthy port kingdom located in the southern seas, a place of gold, spice, and powerful rulers. For decades, historians believed Sanfotsi referred only to Srivijaya, the Sumatra-based maritime empire. But recent reinterpretations of maps, shipping routes, and linguistic markers suggest that part of Sanfotsi's reach extended into what is now the Philippines. Not just Mindoro or Palawan, but even the coasts of Luzon and the Visayas. Gold was the currency of power in ancient Southeast Asia, and the Philippines had it in abundance. Archaeological discoveries, like the gold death mask from Butuan and the golden tara of Agusan, point to a local elite with both wealth and craftsmanship. Ancient Chinese, Indian, and Arab traders regularly visited these islands. They called them by many names, Ma'i, Pishoye, and Sulu, but all referred to the same thing, a powerful trading hub rich in gold, beeswax, pearls, and hardwood. And at the center of it all was an organized polity. Some scholars now believe that what we call barangay societies were actually part of a larger federation or empire, tied through trade, alliances, and shared beliefs. The Srivijaya Empire was a Buddhist maritime superpower based in Sumatra. At its peak, it controlled trade routes stretching from India to China. But Srivijaya wasn't a single city, it was a network, and some of its farthest nodes may have been in the Philippines. Linguistic evidence, such as Sanskrit-based loanwords in Old Tagalog and Bisaya, Buddhist imagery in pre-colonial artifacts, and even maritime technologies, all point to Srivijayan influence. Filipino chiefs, known as datus, rajas, or lakens, weren't just local leaders. They were part of this larger Southeast Asian sphere of politics, commerce, and spiritual exchange. The most famous name that appears in Chinese records is Ma'i, believed to be centered around Mindoro. It was described as a kingdom with its own king, tax systems, and port cities. Chinese records from 971 AD describe how traders from Ma'i brought gifts of tortoiseshell, cloth, and coconut heart mats to the imperial court. Some historians believe Ma'i was a tributary state of Sanfotsi or Srivijaya. Others argue it was an independent kingdom in alliance with them. Either way, it wasn't an isolated barangay. It was internationally recognized and deeply connected. So why don't we hear about this in school? Because history is written by the victors. Spanish colonizers erased or ignored anything that challenged their narrative of bringing civilization to a savage land. But the evidence is clear. The Philippines had organized polities, foreign alliances, written scripts, and gold-based economies long before the Spanish arrived. The story of the first Filipino empire, or empires, isn't just a curiosity. It changes how we see ourselves. We were never a footnote, we were a crossroads. It's time we remembered Ma'i, Sanfotsi, Butuan, Sulu, Tondo. These weren't just places, they were civilizations. And they proved that the Filipino story didn't begin in 1521. It began with empires, explorers, and gold, long before the ships of Spain ever touched our shores. Stay curious, stay proud, stay signal.